Hi everybody, welcome back to Vintage Story Nomad, episode 24 with me, Sid, and we are coming to the end of our settled period. We're still in winter here at the FOB Bravo. Possibly one, maybe two more episodes in this location. And I started off just doing a little bit of housekeeping. And yeah, as much housekeeping often gets out of hand, so I had a whole load of flax grain in my inventory, so I've made some flax rusks. I've got a whole load of, I mean, these berries are just not that. Oh, I don't know. Well, maybe I should have done porridge. Oh, I could still do porridge. I could make some fruit porridge, couldn't I? That would work. I've got lots of. I think I've got a fair amount of grain. What should we go with? Spelt. Let's look at some older grain. Yeah, we'll go with some sunflower. I've got lots of sunflower. So, and then we can seal that in crocks and put that into the thing, and everything will be good. So that will help me. One of those. That. Let me go and do 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's porridge with 1, 2, 3, 4. Red currants and some 1, 2, 3, 4 black currants. You can have that. You can cook. So yeah, housekeeping. It always gets a little bit out of hand. But at least now we can finish off these rusks, and we can try and make some food out of these that we can store, because otherwise they're just going to go bad. Yeah, I'm not going to get to eat all of that in the next 24 hours. Let's have some of that. We've got plenty left. So, and the other thing I've been doing is working in the forge on my housekeeping. Just need to put that away. Good. Wait for that to do its thing. So there's, I did the meteoric iron that we got. I put another batch of, a couple batches of things, blooms, iron blooms, and yeah, I'll get there eventually on. I've done more copper. I started this about this time the night before, so we've been going here for about a day, and I'm just basically processing up as much stuff as I can. I'm going to store the blooms for now. Because I'd like to, if I can get one more round of iron blooms underway. Better go back and check my 2. I can. 1, 2. I need to cook the rest of those bricks there. Otherwise, are you done already? Wow, that took no time at all, did it? Bloop. And let me hop you back over. Let's do this backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because there's no way that can start. See, if I had put those in first, it would have started cooking. And that would have probably not wasted, but it would have. Let me go a couple of those. Get you, put you on. That's done. Let's stick you down there out of the way. And that's the last of the rusks, so I don't need to worry too much about those. We can get that in. So yeah, just getting on top of the processing. Now before I go and leave this location and move on to pastures new, I obviously need to pick up the place. That's the first thing. It's control to add them at 5 at a time, isn't it? There we go. Now I have made the second tent bag, so we've got a brown and a blue. The colours are largely irrelevant, but you know, handy to keep an eye on what your colours are. Right, there we go. Get you put away. Grab you. No, that one. And I may even get another batch of copper on. But before we leave, we do need to ensure that we've mined out the iron. Well, potentially mined out the iron anyway. I need another. There. Gibby. Gib. Boop. Boop. Put you in there. Let me grab a little bit more firewood. Pop you in there. I'm going to do the same again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Doesn't have to be. I mean, you could put 4 of each in. 4 of the same, I should say. That's not a requirement that these are. Seal that. 33 days. That'll be good. That'll be pretty good once we're into things. That's the last. I think that's the last crop that I've got. It is. So yeah. Oh, grab that. Those are good for an age, even longer once they're in there, and then we can eat the last of that. If it rots, it rots. You know, there's a limit to how much you can do here. Right, I also need therefore these, and we're going to do. Then we can grab you and get those cooking. So yeah, I would like to try and finish off my iron mine. If I don't, I don't. I'm not gonna cry about it, but it's one of those things. I need 32 to make up the required amount of copper. See, this is now pulling off and getting me sorted here as well for storing more ores as I find them, because you know, storage, whilst not a major issue, is still a problem, and that does need to be addressed. So, but I think we're sitting rather pretty at the moment. We're in a position where we should be really good. So that should be done. It is. We'll take out the firewood because I don't want to waste stuff. We'll take you, pop you, pop that in there with that, seal that away, go and put some of this food away, and the next thing will be to, right, what have I got anywhere where I've got prepared food? Not really, have I? What do you do? I suppose we 15.3 years. Okay, yeah, that works. Let's have a look. You are 33 days. You are now 1.4 years. Okay, that also works. So we've got some food on us. We've got that. We're all good there. I think the only thing we need to do, apart from maybe move you back over to there where you belong, we can run this down, and then we're going to go and do some mining in the iron mine, steel mine. Yeah, wishful thinking. But that's going to take a hot minute, so I'll be back with you in a moment. Well, the best laid plans of mice and men. I planned to go into the iron mine. The temporal storm that's coming had different ideas. I'm not going to go down and tackle that immediately because I don't want to be down there for a storm. I want to be up there on a bed where things won't spawn or things. There was a Roma over there, and not an aroma, a Roma. So yeah, my plans were to go down and do that. We've done the copper, we've got these going. There's another 5 hours in game of that. So what can I do? I could go and fire some of these raw fire bricks. We could set that running because I'll be here long enough for that, I think. So let's have a look. I can't remember. Now I can't remember how many of these you can fire in a thing. So I probably need to get enough grass to get one going, and that'll give me an idea of how much I need. Because if it won't let me, I can only fire up to 12 at once, and there are 18. So 12. 12 and an 11. Typical. It's just one. Doesn't matter. We can set 3 running, even if that one's slightly under. It's not a huge waste. But at least we're not wasting time. So I need probably another. I think is it 10 or I can't remember whether it's 10 or 12 grass. Let's find out. 8, 9, 10. It's 10. It is 10. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lovely. And then we get you down. Oh, good. Boo, boo, boo. We can throw in some stickage, which I know is 8. And then we can go and get some peat. Yeah, 15 sticks must be kind. I like to keep as a reasonable stock of sticks about my personage, because sticks are one of the things which, yes, you can always go out your way and find them. That is obviously, if you haven't got a stick, doesn't matter. We live in a world where there's sticks everywhere, and that is true. But I also do like the idea that I've got them about my personage, because they are just such a useful item. I often joke about my inventory being a mess. My inventory is often a mess, but pretty much all of this is actually organised mess. The bowl I don't really need on me right now because I'm not carrying anything. I could potentially put that away, but it's what's the word? It's the daily carry, isn't it? It's that idea of these are the things that I always have about myself. I probably, if I'm not brutally honest with myself, have a habit of carrying too much food or too much healing. But 4 spears. Absolutely. Shield, sticks, a torch, some means of sleeping. Bucket could potentially not be something you carry all the time. And then my tools, usually a knife up there, some kind of healing, and food on my hotbar. So yeah, there is method to my madness. Well, honestly, there is. Still soft copper. So I just need to go prep for the temporal storm, and which is simple enough, because all I do is I just I go up here, grab that, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like so, and then maybe not 5, that might be a little bit too excessive. I have got and then we just stick 1 on the end there. Now the reason I do this is mobs can't spawn up here and hit me. Potentially a bowtorn could spawn down there, or a drifter could spawn and throw a stone at me, but you know, the likelihood of that is fairly slim, and hopefully you don't take damage then in the storm. But you can take, I have done it where I've slept on the floor and I've taken a surprising amount of damage. So really I've got nothing more to do than wait, and then we are going to, once we've, yeah, I mean there's that one. It's just a matter of deciding. I should really go and have a go at the library, shouldn't I? That mine shaft really as well. There's a lot of stuff. Oh, you know what is that one? Is that one of the trees? Oh, if it's one of the trees, that could be fun, or not fun, because I mean, killed me last time. So maybe we don't translocate. I mean, we're here. There's a translocator there. Maybe we explore a little bit further on foot stroke river. You know, we've got a whole river down there that we've not covered. A little bit of coastline, but I think we'd live without that somehow. Anyway, I'm waiting for a storm. I will see you in a moment. All right, it is the morning. I slept through the storm, ended up in the middle of the night, had a quick sleep through the night to get to the morning, and we are going to go and finish off, or at least try and finish off. There is always the very strong possibility that I cannot. I should be ready for combat as well, shouldn't I? There's always a very strong possibility that I cannot actually get this done. Because it could be a really big iron mine. It's already pretty big, let's be honest, but they always are, so that's kind of expected. The other thing that's kind of expected is, and I've been blocking off the access tunnels as I go, because I'm not entirely sure what the spawn, I really should look into what the spawn requirements are for mobs, because by doing most of these are only 1 by, well, maybe 3 by 1 if you were to look at them vertically, but not particularly wide that way. And of course that means that in theory nothing can spawn. Other than maybe a drifter. So I'm fairly certain shivers are wide. They've got a bigger than a 1 by 1 footprint. Bowtorn are tall, so too high is not going to give them much space to spawn. There are spaces where they could spawn, but couldn't do. And that was one of the things I needed to do before I left. I needed my mining skill up a level, because I already have a survival point to spend, but I can't get the next point of pack mule, the strong back, that's it, not pack mule. Pack mule is 7 days to die. Come on, John, get the right game. Without another point in my miner, so I kind of needed that. In fact, we can go in, let's have a look at that now. So I've got collecting, we've got mining. What shall we go for? Gemstones, pickaxe, careful miner, one additional 1% there. Crystal seeker, miner, use 40% more. I think we should go there. Limited to 2 professions, though. Yeah, mining is something we're going to do a lot of. and then if we go to collecting, I can get strong back 2, which now gives me a full line of those. And my mining should, we have a look at my collecting and mining skill. I'm currently 13.7. 13.82, but now let's have a look at this. I should get 40% more. 15.56. So yeah, and I think I can hear something splashing around near us. I'm actually fairly certain that that dungeon that we're on about doing before I leave is near this. In fact, I think it's that bit that I found when I was coming in. So, you know, that was a thing. But this should take a while, potentially. Oh, my berries have rotted. That's fine. I've got plenty of food. And the only limiting factor right now is my temporal stability. Come on. Don't be like that. Let's grab you. Yeah. So, I am going to carry on and get this mining done, and I'll be back with you in a moment. All right, that's it. I think we've pretty much exhausted this place. That should mark the if that dungeon is what I think it is, that should pretty much mark the place on the map for me. Had to do one resurface to get the temporal stability back because, you know, didn't want to go die. I started taking damage, got down to 10% on temporal stability. But on the plus side, I also managed to hello, let me get up here. Right, grab you, pop you down, have a snooze. Wake up about 5, I think, if we can. So that's about 3. That's about 4. Let me tell myself to start waking up. That's about 5:30. Yeah. You don't wake up immediately, which I suppose mirrors the real world. However, we can get rid of you. We can get rid of you. I don't want all this andesite. I don't have the quarry mod for starters, so I can't use it for anything. I don't intend to build in andesite, cobble or andesite anything. So we might as well not bother. But that is all of the iron ore we are pulling out of this mine. So I am going to mark this in red and just put it as depleted. We'll keep it there because it's relevant, whereas that is a ladder down into fun and shenanigans, so that's different entirely. Let us quick scout, quick. Something died up here. Some rock beast of some description. That's the only way you're getting a humanoid carcass kicking around. Now, one thing I do want to do, I keep meaning to remind myself, is I need to, let's go over to this bit of this quartz over here. I really could do with making myself some glass, and I don't want nasty cheap glass. I want good glass, I don't want the cloudy quartz glass that we often use. I want some decent glass. So my thoughts are, take some of this back with us, because if I remember my quartz chunk smelts into that. It's an obtain by cooking, and I think 4 pieces smelts into 2 glass. But that is when it says smelts, it does mean in a bloomery, not in a forge or a crucible. So let me just get a little bit of this while we're here. It all goes into the mining skill anyway, so. Which, while we're at it, let's just go and have a look at. Oh, I've got metalworking. Do I have a point in metalworking? I did not know I had a point in metalworking. Okay, what have we got? Finishing metalwork on it. We've got 1 metal bit for every 4 splits. Expert hammer. Yeah. Finish. Return 5. So the hammer gets durability. Heavy hits on slag. Works as a split. Okay. That is the one I want, blacksmith. So now we will get quality on the things we forge. Okay, let us. I think I put 12 pieces of quartz in, so that's enough to run a full bloom. Yeah. So I have to make myself a new meteoric pick. See what that looks like in quality terms. Also, well, I think I'll wear my weapons out before I replace them now, because they're getting quite good, aren't they? What was that? Oh, just the flower. Okay. Yeah. So that's another job off the list. We have exhausted the iron mine, which I really did want to do before we left. That was kind of a thing that was in my to-do list. We will pop as much of that in there, and then we'll stick the rest of this in here. Now those are finished, so let's get one of those going, and we can put the additional 20. So yeah, that's a respectable amount of stuffs. We need, I think we're only going to have enough for one here. Yeah, we definitely only have enough for one right now. So we need to go and check on our pick kilns to make sure those are going okay. That's not what I wanted to do. Boop and boop. And then I'd like 12 of those. I think that's right. Let's just make sure we can't. Oh no, we can. So that's 20. 4 makes 2. Yeah, well, that's fine. And we'll use, I think this is a charcoal. I think well, probably get away with black coal. There you go. We didn't have quite got a full bloomery, otherwise we would have used 6 charcoal, but that is fine. Right, let's put you away. Got some rot to put away. You've got you. I want to convert you over into more of this, because we're going to need that for going into the dungeon, if that is what we do. Now I need to check how long I've been recording. I know I haven't done a lot, so I'm fairly sure that we're nowhere near done at this stage. But anyway, let me just metal scraps, medium fert soil, low fert soil, and rot. Where have I got my rot? That's a very good question. Where have I got my rot? In the mob drop things, although technically speaking not rot. I do want to have a look at this as well, if I can find out one of the rotten hood and rotten tunic. Not sure why that was rot reinforced, but anyway, let's have a look at so a rotten hood requires a pelt, medium, 5 rot and 5 of those. Okay, so we need a pelt, a medium pelt, and we need 3 large pelts. So we just need to kill some stuff. You get those from, looks like sheep's. Medium will be pig, probably. Pig, hyenas, wolves. I imagine you get them that well often from wolves, but pigs we can definitely manage. Pigs and sheep. I think it's time to go hunting, don't you? I'll be back in a moment. Alright, I can see our first victim, contestant. Over there, there's a pig. I can't remember seeing sheep around here actually. We may have to go a little bit far afield. We're not going to get the dungeon done today. Dungeon is going to be next episode, and that is fine. I don't want to go anywhere near that miasma because they are horrible. Quite tough to kill as well. But damn you. Don't go towards the mire. Oh, right, where is he? Sorry, nothing personal, I just needed your pelt. rawhide. So I need to make you into pelt. That's fine, but you are medium. So now I need the large. For that I'm going to need barlands. I'm going to need some sheepses in a place where I can't recall actually seeing any sheepses. There's got to be sheepses about somewhere though, so let's go and find ourselves Larry the Lamb and see if he's going to throw us that line about only borrowing the mayor's car. Now that, if anybody gets that reference, I'll be impressed, because it means you're both old and British. Oh dear. But yeah, I'm going to have a good hunt around. I'll see you in a bit. Alright, well the answer is not sheep, it's marsh deer. But they are very skittish and hard to kill. It takes about three shots with my spear. I've got one and I've managed to get 2 large hides off of it. I just need to skirt around and not... Oh, I need to lose that. Because it will run the moment it catches a sniff of me, wherever it is. It's over here somewhere. There's another one back the way we came, which I've hit a couple of times as well. But I've got no idea where this one's gone. There it is. Got it. And I've still got 1 spear left, which gives me a degree of, I won't say confidence, but it gives me a degree of things. I really, at the next FOB, I really need to do bees. I think that's a thing. But these need to be converted into pelts, so that's all done. Got a whole load of meat off of that as well. Right, from here, where am I? I am here, so I just need to head back past that fun place. Yeah, we came a fair distance out. And I've got all my spears back, so I'm good. Right, while those are curing, that's oiled, that's 14% cured. We're not going to get them done this episode, are we? They're going to take a while. So while they're curing, we'll get back to the base, and hopefully we'll get to make that maybe next episode. I'm going to continue processing things up. I'm also, I think, going to leg it through here because I have got a horrible feeling that there might be fanged death in that area. And it's not like I haven't got the food and saturation wee to oh hello, that might need to come before we go as well, just because, you know, we'll have that because it's flax. I always like me flax seeds. I'll have that onion as well. Never pass up the things there. Plus all of these are going to be in my gathering skill tree, so it's all beneficial. Hello? Yeah, I can't see anything down there. The only problem is you can't gather with a spear in your hand. Right, so from here I might as well have a little sprint again. See ya, piggy. You're safe. Let's head up. I like up. Up allows you to see all the possibilities that down presents on the other side. So there is home. I'm not going to hello. I'm not going to utter any famous last words because I'll regret them. Yeah, I was going to say, seems clear. And then the other thing, looping rock beast. I could kill that. I mean, it's no biggie to kill it. It's combat. It isn't that awe-inspiring. But I just want to get home now and get safe and let these hides cure so we can go ahead and make that rock cloak, because I'm really curious as to how well that works, because it obviously has a cost in food, but if I want to travel then I'm going to be able to book it using that. Let me grab these. So yeah, I think in terms of this, we are more or less finished at FOB Bravo. So next episode we will head out to the dungeon over there, that little ladder dungeon. Okay, I'm going to want those, which I thought I might. I'm going to stick that in there to cool off, and I'll stick those away. Should I? Oh, hang on. Why is that on the floor? Oh, I just chucked it. Okay. That's fine. Right, so we probably should set another couple of blooms going in the background, and also perhaps get, because that's what we're processing up, it's going to take a while. Those want to go into, you know what, I am going to turn you, I've got a spare piece of fat, we'll have a medium, the large will go into the leather vat. But we're going to call that episode here, I think. Didn't get as much exploring done as we did previous episodes, but that's fine because I didn't expect to. You can come out of there. You can get scraped. In you go. We'll seal that up. That's all good. And yeah. Till next time, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you soon. Bye for now.